Hello, my people. Welcome back to Critics News on another edition. And I don't already know how we take the talk am. So as we see the matter soon, and so we take the talk am without wasting time. Let's go straight to the reason why we are here. In case you have not checked us out on the social media handles, please, we're on Instagram, Twitter, and on Facebook. And the name remains the same at Critics News on all the social media handles. All right. Quickly, as you can see here, this news happened, this report came about 3 days ago. That should be on Saturday. Okay, they say 5,000 Igbo youths killed and 10,000 detained. Igbo Elders Council cries out. This is what has been happening due to the invasion of the Nigerian army and the police. In fact, all the security forces in Nigeria have, started this unlawful killing and torture of innocent people. Now, if you look at this headline that I have here, it says police operatives detain and torture Southeast residents in underground cells. Have killer squad. Now, this is what they are doing. Okay, this is what is happening. Those who are not dead yet are going through a very difficult time and torture at this moment. That is why we need to maybe, I think another group that is worse than the unknown gunmen should find their way out. A group more deadlier than the unknown gunmen should find their way out, because these killings in Biafra land is getting out of hand. Now, let's start with the 5,000 people killed. Then later we'll go to the people who have been detained and tortured in different cells. Now, they said the Igbo Elders Council has added a new twist to the insecurity in the southeast, with an allegation that more than 5,000 Igbo youths have been killed and over 10,000 others thrown into detention camps in the ongoing special security operation in the region. If you guys can remember when they were shouting Operation Restore Peace, this is the peace. Do you get it now? This is the peace that the government, especially hope, those are the evil, those are the Arwala. This is the Operation Restore Peace that he has been shouting about, urging residents to go about their lawful business. In fact, they should resume nightlife. This is where you will end up, either killed or detained in an underground cell where you'll be tortured beyond repair. The IEC, which is the Igbo Elders Council, which comprised eminent leaders from the southeast region, raised the alarm in a Komunkwe issued after their marathon meeting in Abuja, sent to Punch on Thursday. Okay, that should be around June 12th. Among those at the meeting who signed the Komunkwe were a former governor of Anambra State, Chukwuemeka Ezeife, okay, former Minister of Education, Professor Ihechukwu Madubuike, Professor C.E. Nwekeako, Onwo Arwa Onwo, and His Royal Majesty Eze Ibe Nwosu. These are the people who signed this particular document and confirmed these killings from the Nigerian army and police. They say the controversial security operation, which involves troops of the Nigerian armed forces and the Nigeria police, was launched about a fortnight ago in a bid to fish out criminal elements behind the recent spate of killings of security operatives and burning down of public infrastructure in the region. So we have sacrificed enough of these killings. When the operation commenced, the Inspector General of Police had accused the indigenous people of Biafra and the Eastern Security Network of complicity in the Syria killings and arson, an allegation the groups had since denied. It's not a denial, it's a fact. It's a fact that the police are yet to, carry out an intensive investigation to unravel the mystery behind all these things going on in Biafra land. Whatever happens in Biafra land now, they target Eastern Security Network, or they even accuse the indigenous people of Biafra killing women, children, elders. That is the worst part of it. Because the last picture they brought that they have arrested some Eastern Security Network men in River State. I saw one old woman there. You guys can also remember when they arrested that guy that was working in an oil company. I think I have a picture of it. I think he has a story to tell us too. Look at his picture here. You guys can remember when the sister cried out. You see him? I will tell you his story later. How they tortured this guy. How they tortured him beyond repair. This is what Nigeria police and army are doing in Biafra land. Now, they said the Komunkwe read, the list is endless. So far, over 5,000 Igbo youths have been killed in Southeast, while more than 10,000 others are languishing in horrible detention camps in different parts of the country under questionable circumstances. Some of our brothers has been taken to Abuja, Kaduna, Kano, Zaria. Some have been killed and they harvested. You know, this is what the Nigerian police and army are good in doing. They kill and harvest organs. This is their handwork. So this nonsense has to stop. Something needs to be done. The Ohaneze and Igbo that you and I know are not speaking out against these extrajudicial killings. You get it now. They are silent. They don't care whether the youth are dying or not. Okay, they don't care. All they care is when the government would give them money to, you know, buy kola nut and drink kai kai. That is it. Now they say yet none of these victims was a member of IPOB and Eastern Security Network. Did you hear that? They said that yet none of these victims was a member of IPOB or the Eastern Security Network. Both IPOB and ESN have severally distanced themselves from the current terror and tension in the Southeast. Yet countless innocent citizens are killed in the name of fishing out presumed members of IPOB, ESN, and unknown gunmen. The current militarization and the widespread carnage in the Southeast, the IEC said, has precipitated unprecedented fear, tension, and untold hardship on the people in the zone, thereby aggravating the security challenges in the land. So anybody you see pointing hand anywhere, that person should be reported. That hand, that arm, in fact, the two arms that you are using, will cut it off. So when you want to point now, you use your head and do like this. Any evil person seen or pointing hand, you will not escape it. You will not, you are not going to escape it. Now, the elders lamented that in spite of the ban on roadblocks nationwide, security agencies in the Southeast routinely stop motorists at illegal checkpoints, search them in most dehumanizing manner under the guise of fishing out presumed members of IPOB and ESN. At the end, they extort them, not just searching. According to them, those arrested by security operatives were mainly young males who were not charged to court to defend themselves, but were marched away to unknown destinations, most of whom never returned alive. The Komunkwe read, the arrest, maim, and sometimes shoot innocent and helpless youth and cut away their corpses to unknown destinations, thus denying them the opportunity of burial. The Igbo tradition values burial rites for the repose of the soul of the dead, yet our young victims of the military onslaught are denied that opportunity. We condemn without any reservation the destruction of public property in the Southeast because it is not in our character to indulge in arson and brigandage. We believe, however, that this is not fair and just to use a sledgehammer to kill harmless flies, as many victims of this joint security agencies onslaught are helpless and innocent Igbo youth and other citizens who have become victims of circumstances. The current military onslaught against the Igbos will not bring the much needed peace and stability in the southeast in particular and Nigeria in general. So these killings, are you telling me that these 5,000 people killed and the 10,000 people missing, that their brothers will fold their arms somewhere and be looking like Mumu? No is the answer. Very, very, very soon, you see, you as a soldier, as a police, as a whatever force, you will not be able to go home. You see, those people they are not human beings. They are not people's brothers, sisters, uncles, and nephews. They are not. You are the only important person because you are serving Fulani interest. The dead Buhari that is somewhere rotting in hell. You are serving that. You are serving them to. You want to satisfy them. Now they said they wrote a long list here. Let me see. Okay, let me continue from here where they say, we therefore call on President Muhammadu Buhari, the United Nations, the European Union, African Union, ECOWAS, United States of America, United Kingdom, Russia, China, and the entire international community to take urgent and necessary actions to stop the current genocide, the Igbos in the southeastern parts of the South in the interest of peace, stability, and unity of Nigeria. And this is where they got it wrong. They are supposed to be calling for referendum. Every elder in Biafra land should be talking about referendum. We don't want unity again. We are not united. That error should be corrected. In as much as you people are against the onslaught, but be corrected. You stand to be corrected. We don't want the unity of the Fulani and Biafrans again. Over. It is over. Everybody should go to their mama house now. Enough of this nonsense. Now, they say that the use of force, nay, military force has never restored peace anywhere. Hence, the need to explore dialogue and other effective strategies that have worked elsewhere. The Igbo elders are available and ready to be part of this process if given the opportunity to participate. A stitch in time saves nine is a utilitarian adage in the context, and at this time, the group observed that the conduct of the security agencies in the southeast and some parts of south was in contravention of any known rules of military or security engagement, and therefore urged the relevant authorities to call the troops to order. This is how they have been killing people. If not that this guy is somebody who is working, maybe the oil company that he was working with wrote a letter to them. This is how they have been torturing them in an underground cell, but I'm not going to that. So let's use his own story to cover this police detention of people in underground cells. So that's what we'll be looking at now. Let's see how he went, how he was detained, and what his experience was like. How police locked me up in underground cell, which is equivalent to this particular report, and they demanded 10 million naira, despite the fact that he's an innocent person. Oil worker labeled as IPOB ESN fighter. Ibe Bulem, who was labeled and paraded as an Eastern Security Network ESN gunman and member of the indigenous people of Biafra, did audio after his release, narrating how the army waylaid him, transferred him to the police, who then brought all of them to the Federal Capital Territory, Abuja, where they were locked up in an underground cell. In Abuja, people that were arrested in Imo State found themselves in Abuja. This is what has been going on, which means all the people who are missing are not even in Biafra land. They are now being transported to Zaria, Abuja, Kano, Kaduna, anywhere in the north where there is no mercy, where they stand at the mercy of those Fulani terrorists. Okay, and you are a policeman. You in the morning you bath and you wake up and go to work. you enter Hilux, you go and raid people. Then they take your people to Abuja and you are happy as a policeman. You go home and bath in the morning and bath. Don't worry, small time. You will be sleeping in Abuja. You will sleep in Abuja. Then morning they will transport all of you from Abuja to Biafra land. Kasmi Ibebulem, an oil worker who was arrested and detained by the Imo State Police Command after a raid for unknown gunmen, has narrated his ordeal in detention, saying the police locked him up in an underground cell and demanded 10 million naira as his bail. Ibebulem, who was labeled and paraded as an Eastern Security Network ESN gunman and a member of the indigenous people of Biafra, did audio after his release, narrating how the army waylaid him, transferred him to the police, who then brought all of them to the Federal Capital Territory, Abuja, where they were locked up in an underground cell. Sahara reporters on June 3rd reported that the 40-year-old oil worker and father of one who was wrongly raided and paraded as one of the unknown gunmen had been released after this newspaper reported about him and others. Ibebulem is a permit holder, staff of an oil company at Bonny Island in Bayelsa State, and a native of Ogba community in Mbitolu, Imo State. He had returned to Imo State for the burial of his in-law, which was to take place on May 28th, but was arrested in Owerri on May 25th when he came to pick up some personal items needed for the burial. Police patrol personnel had pounced on him at gunpoint and arrested him. He was paraded same evening alongside 4 others. Ibebulem is married to Onyekachi, who is 7 months pregnant. Sahara reporters had exposed in its report. In the audio he did after his release, Ibebulem narrated his sordid ordeal in the hands of the police. He said, with little or no investigation, they raided us, they tied me and others and drove straight to the State Criminal Investigation Department at Owerri. We were beaten and molested with our phones off and no sort of communication to any loved ones. 2 days later, we were asked to enter a vehicle, and it was after we crossed Onitsha that they told us we are being transferred to Abuja. Immediately we landed in Abuja, we were sent to an underground prison. You see the suffering. That means that people who are rotting in prison now are uncountable. While there, I was scared and hopeless, hoping that a miracle would happen. Later, the investigative police officer, IPO, in charge of my file, summoned me and told me my case was a serious IPOB case, more like a kidnapping case. He asked me if my people could afford to pay 10 million as bail. I insisted I would not pay. I was bargaining for 800,000 naira. On the second afternoon, I was fortunate to come across my uncle, a military officer, who came around to the police headquarters in Abuja. He was shocked because he wasn't expecting anybody due to the lapse in communication. That was how they worked out my bail. On the next day, I wrote a statement for the first time and I was granted bail. A report by the International Society for Civil Liberties and Rule of Law, a civil society and research group, had detailed how the police and army raided Southeast residents and labeled them as IPOB, which is the indigenous people of Biafra, and the Eastern Security Network members. In all this, we have received over 100 phone calls and messages from members of the public testifying in favor of the abducted and slain citizens named above. Inter-society hereby calls on Nigeria Police Force and Nigeria Army to immediately and unconditionally release all the citizens arrested illegally. They will never do that. They will never do that. We urge them to desist from preparation of frame-ups and trumped up allegations or charges, abductions and disappearances, extrajudicial killings and other forms of genocidal operations going on in the Southeast, Inter-society had said. My people, this is it. This is the story of this our brother. He was released. You guys saw it. So this is what others who could not, afford or have anybody to speak out for them, this is what they are passing through. So which means that these other 4 guys are in that underground cell in Abuja as I speak to you now. Something must be done before our men. Look at young, hefty men being kidnapped on daily basis by the Nigeria police, but you go home as a policeman, army officer, you eat, you stay with your children, and you are happy. Why you have put somebody else in an underground cell in your quest to keep Biafrans in your Nigeria, Abi, so we can be suffering. Enough of that. Enough of that. Kama will visit all of you very soon. Please let me know your own opinion. Let me know what you think about this illegal detention and killings of our brothers and loved ones. I'll see you guys on the next one. Okay? God bless you.